What if three specific frameworks could distill the insights that usually take an entire career of trial and error to learn? You step into the office on day one with a pristine degree and sharp technical skills. Those qualifications got you through the door, but data suggests they are rarely what pulls you up to the executive floor. The professionals who consistently rise to the top do not rely on a collection of random efforts. They operate on an invisible, evidence-backed architecture, the anatomy of a high performer. This anatomy is built on three interlocking dimensions that every ambitious professional must master: the social, the strategic, and the behavioral. Mastering these three specific areas determines whether a career trajectory continues to climb or reaches an early stagnant plateau. The first dimension is strictly social. Originally published in 1936, Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People identifies professional achievement as a metric weighted heavily toward human relations. This pie chart illustrates Carnegie's foundational research. 85% of professional success comes from people skills, while only 15% is derived from technical knowledge. In a corporate setting, attempting to win an argument against a colleague or a manager often yields a negative return. Finding common ground and respecting an opposing perspective produces the dialogue required for actual progress. Tactical influence comes from small, deliberate actions. Practicing active listening and remembering the names of cross-functional team members builds the trust required to move projects forward. Applying these interpersonal principles consistently generates the relational currency required to become an indispensable asset in any organization. If you are looking for frameworks to build your professional value, subscribe to Corporate Elevate and like the video. We release weekly guides to help you navigate your career growth. Once you establish your external communication, the focus turns toward internal character. Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People provides the strategic foundation for personal leadership. Covey's maturity continuum shows the evolution from dependence through independence, peaking at interdependence, where high-value collaboration occurs. To reach this tier, Covey points to the Eisenhower matrix. Professionals must prioritize Quadrant 2, tasks that are important but not urgent, like strategic planning, over daily crises. Operating at this level requires an abundance mentality. When you adopt a win-win mindset, you stop seeing colleagues as obstacles and start viewing them as potential strategic partners. This framework provides a strategic architecture that allows a career to scale without the unsustainable effort that leads to burnout. Even the best strategy fails without consistent execution. James Clear's Atomic Habits addresses the mechanics of how professionals actually sustain their performance day after day. This line graph illustrates the math of compounding growth. A 1% daily improvement creates an exponential curve that results in a 37-fold increase in capability over a single year. The engine driving that growth is the 4-step habit loop, cycling continuously through 4 nodes: cue, craving, response, and reward. Clear's 4 laws map directly onto this loop. By making a behavior obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying, high performance becomes the default response. One practical application for this is habit stacking. You can pair a 2-minute task prioritization brain dump with your existing morning coffee to bypass the friction of starting your workday. As Clear points out, we do not rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. Building these atomic habits provides the bedrock for everything else. When combined, these 3 distinct dimensions function as the interlocking components of a single, highly effective professional ecosystem. Looking at this matrix table, Carnegie provides the outward communication and relationship capital, while Covey provides the internal leadership and strategic vision. Clear's column completes the framework. His behavioral systems are what actually execute and sustain those social and strategic goals day after day. This leads to a central observation of professional development. Your level of success will seldom exceed your level of personal development. Professional advancement is a deliberate construction, one assembled from the things you learn, the character you build, and the actions you repeat every morning. For exclusive weekly breakdowns and real-world application case studies that put these frameworks into action, subscribe to Corporate Elevate.